Hello and welcome back. Let's catch up with Rails 4. In the previous lesson, we started covering the topic of Postgres and its new integration with Rails 4. We covered HStore, and now we'll cover arrays. Let's get started. To show you how Rails 4 integrates with the Postgres arrays functionality, I'm going to generate a new migration. I'll create two new fields in the post table. So I'll type bundle exec Rails generate, or G for short, migration, and I'll call it add arrays to posts. I'll have a text variable, and for learning's sake, I'll add a lottery numbers array. The lottery numbers will be an integer, or at least an array of them. So here it is, the migration for creating these two new fields. The difference is we need to add array and then set it to true. And also the same thing for the lottery numbers. We'll have a list of strings and a list of numbers. Let's save and run the migration. Bundle exec rake db migrate. Okay, the migration has run and we're ready to open up the console to start testing things. So I'll open the console and now I'm gonna create a new post object. I'll start by creating a new variable and assign it to a new post. So post.new, I'll pass a series of parameters. I'll start by the title, which will be, for example, testing arrays, and then I'll simply pass the array information. I'll pass the tags as an array, just like this. In fact, I'm going to do something like using the %W notation. I'll type Ruby, for example, Rails, and Postgres. 3 tags for this post. And then the lottery numbers will be an array of numbers. So I'll guess 10, 15, 24, 36, 43, and 47. I'm going to press enter and we will have a new post. The title is this one. The tags are an array as well as the lottery numbers. Typing p.save will save this object. There you go. The SQL query was executed and we have this post with the timestamps and everything. I can manipulate the arrays just as if it were a Ruby object once they come out of the database. I can do, for example, p.tags.delete, and I'll delete the word, for example, Ruby, and the Ruby string comes out. And if I check the tags again, the Ruby word has been stripped off the tags. Typing p.save again, you'll notice that this works just the same way as with the hashes in HStore. Instead of doing that, you need to do something like calling p.update attribute, pass tags, which is the attribute that you want to update, and manually set the array. So I would do something like Rails and then Postgres. Pressing enter, you will see the update being executed. Defining arrays in the migration allows you to pass other options as well. Let's clear out of the console and generate another migration. So I'll call Rails generate migration and pass add settings for tags in posts. I'll just call it that and we'll update the migration manually. In Vim, I'm going to edit that migration. And to keep things simple, I'll simply use an up method and I'll call the change column method. I'll update the post's tags attribute to be a string array true. And then it will have, for example, a default. And I'll pass the default of Ruby, for example. This is a notation in Postgres to identify a default array. If you wanted, you could pass a default array that's empty. You would pass an empty pair of brackets. But I want the Ruby string in there, so that's what I'll keep. I'll save and run the migration. I'll call bundle exec rake db migrate. I've already done this in the background, so nothing shows up. Now let's go to the console again and try and create a new post. I'll type post.create. I'll pass a title and a body. Something like this. Now notice that I'm not going to pass any tags. When I press enter, it will create an entry in the table of posts. And notice that the output is our post object in here. And you see that the tags are an array with one single entry. That's our default array. So going back and do post.find by the ID of 3, which is the one we want, and I'll access the tags. The tags will retrieve us the array with the Ruby entry. Just to show that I'm not fooling around, I'll pass the class method and you will see that it is array. Congratulations! You now know how to take advantage of the new array data type in Postgres. So that is it on the lesson on arrays. I hope you have enjoyed the content today. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at the new model mixin in Active Model. Be sure to stay tuned. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching.